Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss the solution of the problem merge to sorted linked list in reverse order. So let us look at the problem statement. So the problem statement says that we are given two linked lists of size n and m which are sorted in non-decreasing order. Okay, so the list is in increasing order and we are supposed to merge these two linked lists in such a way that the resulting list is a non-increasing order. Okay, so the resulting should be in decreasing order. All right, so for instance, if you see this list 1 and 3 and this list consists of 2 and 4, and our objective is to merge these two linked lists such that the resultant linked list is in decreasing order. So let us see how we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so to understand this problem, let us take an example. So let us take the example mentioned there in our question, wherein the linked list 1 contains element 5, 10, 15 and 40, and our linked list 2 consists of element 2, 3 and 20. Okay, so the concept wise, if you try to see what is the logic in order to solve this problem, is like pretty straightforward. What we are going to do is basically we are going to set two pointers at the beginning of the linked list. Okay, and we are going to check which of these two element is minimum. The one which is minimum, we are going to keep it. So we are going to keep it in the sense, so let us say this is our answer list. Okay, so this is our answer list, and initially it is empty, and once we identify that 2 is minimum, so we took 2 from here and we insert it in the answer linked list. Okay, and here in order to solve this problem, since we want our resultant answer to be in decreasing order, so what we are going to do is basically we are going to perform insertion at the beginning of the linked list, right? So now once we have inserted 2 to the linked list, we are going to update our pointer. So now, right, so now our for L2 the pointer is at this location. Now again we are going to compare 3 and 5. Since 3 is minimum, so we are going to insert 3 at the beginning of the linked list, right? So this is the linked list. Right now it contains only one element 2, and if we want to insert at the beginning, so the position will be this. Okay, so the linked list will be something like this. And remember, initially the head was at the second index. Once after insertion, the head moves to this index. Okay, so the head of the linked list of our answer linked list will be at location 3. All right, so once we have inserted 3, again we are going to increase our pointer to this location. Now again we check. Now since 5 is minimum, so we are going to insert 5 at the beginning of this linked list, and after insertion of 5 at the beginning, the head will also move to this location. So now 5 is at the we have inserted 5. Now again, since we have inserted 5, we are going to increase the respective pointer to one location. Now 10 and 20, we are going to compare 10 and 20. 10 is minimum, so we are going to insert 10 at the beginning of the linked list, which is this. Okay, and this is our head. Now after insertion of 10, we are going to increase our pointer to this. Now 15 and 20. 15 is minimum, so again we are going to insert 15 at the beginning of the linked list. So 15 will be here, and after insertion this will become our head. Okay, once we have inserted 15, now again we are going to move our pointer to the next location, which is this. Now of these two, and let us say there is one more element, just to have one point covered over there. So now 40 and 60, and this contains only 20. So 40 and 20, right? So our pointer L2 pointer is at this position and L1 pointer is at this position. So we compare and we find out that 20 is the minimum. So we are going to go ahead and insert 20 at the beginning of the linked list, and we are going to say our head is now at this position, right? As soon as we have inserted, now again we will go ahead and increase our pointer to this location. So now this is empty, right? So as soon as either of L1 and L2 becomes empty, any one becomes empty, we are going to break this, and now what will happen is that either L1 will be empty or L2 will be empty. So in this particular case, L2 is empty. So now what we need to do is basically, so the resultant array we will see. So the resultant linked list L1 will consist of element only these two, which is 40 and 60. And since our pointer was already at 40, so the pointer is here. And what we are going to do is basically, we just have to iterate on this L1 linked list, and while iterating, we will go ahead and we will keep inserting the element. We don't have to compare now anything. We just go ahead, we'll go ahead and insert the element at the beginning of the linked list, right? So let us do that. Now 40 we can go ahead and insert at the beginning of this linked list. So this becomes this and our head becomes this. So after insertion, we are going to go ahead and increase our pointer to 60, right, to the next, basically 60. And once we are at here, we are going to insert this at the start of this or the beginning of this linked list, and we are going to update our head pointer to this position. Now if you see, after inserting all the elements over here, we see that we have formed an answer linked list, which is something like this, okay, and the head is over here, right? And if you see that the resultant linked list is in decreasing order, okay. So that's the logic portion of it. Now let us quickly understand how are we going to insert an element at the beginning of the linked list, okay, since we have to insert element at the beginning of the linked list, okay. So here in linked list, like, so there will be two cases. Case one, when the linked list is empty. So let us cover this case, okay. So I'm talking about the case when answer was empty and our pointers, these two pointers were at the starting position. So let us set our pointer back to the starting position. So our pointer is here and this pointer is here. So what we are going to, and let us name this pointer, right? So let us call this as h1, okay, and let us call this as h2, okay, and this, as we are calling it as answer. So right now the way it is, answer is none. None simply means an empty linked list, and h1 is at the location 5, okay, and h2 is at the location 2, okay. So what we are going to do is here basically is we are going to compare h1 and h2, and we know that h2 is minimum, so this is minimum, okay. So what we are going to do is basically, the first thing we are going to do is since answer is none in this particular case, so this is pretty straightforward. What we are going to do is basically we are going to say our answer is equals to h2, okay, all right, and we are going to update our h2. Now since h2 we have already covered it, so what we are going to do is basically we are going to update our h2 to the next position, h2 equals to h2 of next, right? So what will happen is that answer will contain 2, right? Answer will contain 2, and our h2, we will increase our h2 to this position, all right. So that is how we are going to cover our case when our linked list is empty, okay. In the second case, when linked list contains some element, when linked list is not empty, okay. Okay, and just one more thing here, in this particular case h2 was minimum, so I have added h2, right? Had this been the case that h1 is minimum, these h2 would have been replaced by h1, okay. Now let us see. Now let us say there is a node, and let us call this node is denoted by some node, okay, and we want to insert node at the beginning of our answer list, right? So let us see how we are going to do. So what we are going to do is basically, first it might be possible that the next element of node is something. So what we are going to do is basically we are going to preserve the next of node, okay, and we are going to store it some variable. Let us say in this particular case that variable is next. Then what we are going to do is basically we are going to say node of next equals to answer, and that is how we insert an element at the beginning of the list. Once we have done that, we are going to update our head pointer of the answer list, and the way we are going to do is basically answer equals to node. Okay, so this is how we are going to insert at the beginning of the linked list. So that's about the explanation, folks. Now let us jump to our coding section and see how we have coded this portion. So the way it goes like, okay, so h equals to none. So this is our merge function, h equals to none. Actually, we don't need this ptr counter. We can get rid of this. See, h equals to none, and we will do while both h1 and h2 is not none. All right. Now what we are doing is basically, first we are trying to find out which is the minimum. Now if h1 is minimum, so if h1 is minimum, so I store the next pointer of h1 and I check the cases whether so this particular case deals with if our answer linked list is none in the sense it's an empty linked list. So this is how we are going to insert it. If the answer linked list is not none, then this is how we are going to insert it. All right, after doing that, we are going to move our h1 pointer to the next position, right? So h1 equals to next, and next contains what? Next contains basically h1 of next. Okay, and this is because here h1 was minimum. The same thing we are doing it for h2 also. In the case if h2 is minimum, then the same thing we are doing for h2. Now once we have done that, then what we are doing is basically, if let us say after completion of this while loop, if h1 consists of any elements, then what we are going to do is basically we are going to append all the elements of h1 into h at the beginning of the linked list. So this is how we are going to insert all the elements at the beginning of the linked list. Okay, so that's about the coding part, folks. Now let us submit our solution. So our solution got accepted. So that's about the video, folks. If you have any question or comments regarding this video, please feel free to use the comment section and I'll try to address them. Thank you.